My niece grabbed my daughter's new tablet and said, "Annie told me I can take anything." My sister agreed. "She's right. Your kid has plenty already." I smiled, took the tablet back, and whispered to my daughter, "Pack your bags." That night, I sold the lake house they'd been using for free family weekends. When the new owners changed the locks, can you imagine the searing, white-hot rage? My own sister, my family, stood there and watched as her daughter snatched my little girl's brand new birthday present, then calmly shrugged and said, "She's right. Your kid has too much anyway." In that instant, I knew something fundamental, something irreversible, had just broken. And I wasn't going to hold back. It all happened so fast, yet it felt like slow motion. My niece, Maya, just 8 years old, clutched my daughter Emma's brand new tablet. "Auntie says I can have whatever I want," she announced, her voice dripping with an almost chilling certainty. She didn't even glance at me, completely entitled. Emma, my sweet Emma, also 8, stood frozen, her eyes wide with confusion and hurt. That tablet? She'd opened it 30 minutes ago. It was her birthday present. I looked at my sister, Jessica. I waited. I expected her to correct Maya, to step in, to teach her daughter about boundaries, about respect, about other people's property. That's what a parent does, right? Instead, Jessica just gave a dismissive shrug. "She's right," she said, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. "Your kid has too much anyway. Maya never gets nice things like this. It's only fair." The air in our living room went absolutely still. My wife, Claire, silently found my hand, a silent acknowledgement of the storm brewing. Emma's beautiful blue eyes filled with tears, but she was too well-trained, too gentle, to let them fall. And then I felt it. A cold, hard smile spread across my face. It was the smile I'd perfected over 12 years as a cop, the one that meant I was done negotiating.
Done.
I walked over to Maya, my movements slow and deliberate. Gently, I took the tablet from her small, possessive hands. Her lower lip began to tremble. I handed it to Emma. "Baby," I whispered, my voice low but firm. The cop voice Emma knew meant business. "Go upstairs and pack your things. We're leaving." Then I turned back to Jessica. My voice was calm, almost unnervingly so. "And you need to pack too. All of you. You have 30 days to get out of the lake house." Jessica actually laughed. A harsh, disbelieving sound. "What are you talking about? That's the family house. We've been using it for years. It's my house, Jessica. I own it. And as of right now, you're no longer welcome there." "You can't," she shrieked. "Oh, I can. And I am." That night, I called a real estate agent. 2 weeks later, the lake house sold. And when the new owners changed the locks, they found my sister's family still there, refusing to leave. The police were called. I was working that shift. And no, I didn't volunteer to take the call. But I sure as hell didn't refuse it either. My name is Simon Reeves. I'm 39, and I've been a police officer for 12 years in a small town in upstate New York. Most people see the uniform and think they know me. But what they don't know is the deeper story, the history that led to that moment. Before I became a cop, I inherited a beautiful 3-bedroom lake house on Lake George from my grandparents. Worth about $340,000, it had a private dock, mountain views. A dream. For 8 years, I let Jessica and her family use it for free family weekends. They'd invite relatives, throw parties, treating it like their personal vacation home. I never asked for rent, never for utilities. I just wanted my family to enjoy something our grandparents had loved so much. I never, in my wildest dreams, imagined that generosity would twist my sister into someone who believed she was entitled to my daughter's birthday presents. Let me take you back to how we even got here, to Emma's 8th birthday. Because understanding Jessica means understanding our childhood. She's 3 years older than me, and growing up, she was always the favorite. Not in an obvious, cruel way, but in that subtle, insidious way where mom and dad's faces just lit up when she walked into a room. Her achievements were celebrated. Mine were just expected. Her problems were tragedies. Mine were character-building opportunities. When Jessica got pregnant at 19 with Maya, our parents rallied. Apartment, childcare, community college paid for. She married Maya's father, Trevor, when Maya was 2. He was a nice guy, but not exactly ambitious. Retail management, about $45,000 a year. They struggled financially, but never seemed to grasp that it was their responsibility to fix it. I took a different path. Police academy at 21, married Claire at 24, bought a modest house at 26. When Emma was born a year later, Claire and I had everything meticulously planned. Budget, savings, college fund. We lived within our means. My grandparents died when I was 31, within 6 months of each other. They left the lake house specifically to me. Not to both of us, just me. My grandfather always admired that I went into public service, said it reminded him of his time as a volunteer firefighter. The will was clear, notarized. Jessica wasn't happy, but she didn't contest it. Instead, she asked if her family could use it sometimes for family time. Of course, I said yes. It was a big house. We only used it a few weekends a year. Why let it sit empty? That was 8 years ago. Sometimes became most weekends. Asking permission became informing me they'd be there. Jessica started calling it the family lake house instead of Simon's house we borrow sometimes. She redecorated, changed furniture, painted walls, installed a big screen TV. When I gently mentioned I hadn't approved these changes, she'd wave me off. Oh, come on, Simon. Don't be like that. We're just making it nicer for everyone. The bills piled up. Utilities, property tax, maintenance, dock repairs. I paid for everything. Jessica never offered to contribute. When I brought it up once, she just sighed. You make good money as a cop, Simon. We're struggling. I thought family helped family. Family helps family. There it was again. That phrase. A beautiful sentiment, twisted into a weapon. Claire saw it long before I did. She's using you, Claire said after Jessica's 4th straight weekend at the lake house. She's treating your property like hers, and you're letting her. She's family, I'd argued. The house would just sit empty otherwise. It's your house, Simon, Claire insisted, her voice tight with frustration. You inherited it. You pay for it. You should be able to use it whenever you want without checking if your sister is there first. She was right, of course.
But I didn't want to see it.
I didn't want to be that guy who pulled the rug out from under his sister. I dreaded the family drama. So, I let it continue. And every year, Jessica became more entitled, more convinced that the lake house was hers by right of use, if not by legal ownership. Then came Emma's 8th birthday party. Claire and I had saved for months to buy Emma the tablet she wanted. Not the most expensive one, we're not rich, but a good one. $100, educational apps preloaded, parental controls set up, a purple case she'd picked out herself. We threw the party at our house, 20 kids from Emma's class, pizza, cake, backyard games. Jessica's family came, Maya, Trevor, and Jessica. Honestly, despite everything, I was happy to see them. I just wanted Emma's birthday to be perfect. Maya saw Emma open the tablet and her face changed. Not happy for her cousin. Just calculating. Wanting. After cake, after the other kids had left, Maya just walked up to Emma and snatched it right out of her hands. Auntie says I can have whatever I want. Emma looked at me, bewildered. Daddy. I locked eyes with Jessica. Tell your daughter to give it back. Jessica crossed her arms. She's right, Simon. Your kid has too much anyway. Maya never gets nice things like this. You make good money. We struggle. It's only fair. It's Emma's birthday present. And Maya never gets presents like this, she continued. You could buy Emma another one. We can't afford this for Maya. That's not my problem, Jessica. My voice was flat. Family helps family, Simon. There it was again. That phrase. That weapon. Claire stood up, her jaw tight. Give Emma her tablet back.
Now.
Jessica's face hardened. You two are so selfish. You have everything, nice house, good jobs. Only one kid, so you can spoil her rotten. Maya deserves nice things too. Then buy them for her, I said quietly, my gaze unwavering. But you are not taking my daughter's birthday present. I walked over to Maya, who was already swiping through Emma's new tablet, completely oblivious. I gently took it from her hands. She burst into tears, a loud, theatrical wail. Jessica rushed over, instantly defensive. Look what you did. You made her cry. I took back something that wasn't hers, I stated, my voice like ice. You are so out of line, Simon. You've always been like this. You have to have everything your way. You can't share. Something in me snapped. Not loud, not explosive. It was just a quiet click, like a lock sliding into place. Emma, I said, my voice eerily calm, go upstairs and pack a bag. We're going to Grandma and Grandpa's for the weekend. But, Daddy, my friends, sweetheart.
Now.
Emma knew my cop voice. She turned and went upstairs without another word. I turned back to Jessica. You need to leave my house. Oh, we're leaving. Don't worry, she sneered, grabbing Maya's hand. Come on, Maya. Let's go to the lake house where we're actually appreciated. About that, I said, a dangerous calm still in my voice. You have 30 days to remove all your belongings from the lake house. Jessica froze. What? The lake house is mine. I've let you use it for free for 8 years. That's over. You have 30 days to get your stuff out. You can't kick us out. That's the family house. It's my house, Jessica. I own it. Check the deed if you don't believe me. Mom and Dad will never forgive you for this. Then I guess I'll deal with that, I replied, the smile gone now. Trevor, who had been silent this whole time, put a hesitant hand on Jessica's arm. Let's just go, Jess. No. Jessica's voice was shrill. This is ridiculous. Over a stupid tablet? You're going to destroy the family over this. I'm not destroying anything, Jessica, I said, my voice hardening. You did that. You did that when you taught your daughter she's entitled to other people's things. You did that when you decided my generosity was your right. You did that when you forgot that boundaries exist. Simon, 30 days, Jessica. After that, you're trespassing. They left. Maya was still crying, a broken record of theatrical wails. Jessica was a whirlwind of fury, calling me every name she could think of. Trevor looked utterly defeated, saying nothing. After they were gone, Claire came over and hugged me tight. You okay? No, I admitted, my voice rough. But I did the right thing. You did, she agreed. Emma came downstairs, her little backpack clutched in her hand. Are we really going to Grandma's? Actually, I said, kneeling down to hug her. We're going to the lake house. Just us. Our family, like we should have been doing all along. That weekend at the lake house was perfect. Emma swam in the lake, her laughter echoing. We grilled burgers on the dock. I taught her to fish. No Jessica, no Maya, no drama. Just my family, enjoying the property that was actually ours. On Monday, I called a real estate agent. I need to sell a property fast. Sarah Kimball had been selling houses in the area for 20 years. She took one look at the lake house and whistled. This will sell in a week. Beautiful property, great location. I can list it at $340,000 and we'll probably get multiple offers. List it at $320,000, I said. I want it sold quickly. Are you sure? You could get more. I'm sure. She listed it Tuesday. By Friday, we had 3 offers. I accepted one for $335,000 from a nice couple from Boston looking for a vacation property. Cash sale, close in 2 weeks. I didn't tell Jessica. I figured she'd find out soon enough. Day 15 came and went. Jessica's stuff was still at the lake house. I drove by on day 20. Her car was there. They were using it like nothing had changed. Day 30 arrived. Closing day. The new owners, Mike and Laura Chun, met me at the lawyer's office. Papers signed, money transferred. The house was officially theirs. I handed them the keys. There might be one small problem, I warned them. What's that? Mike frowned. My sister's family has been using the house.
They were supposed to be out by today.
I'm not sure if they left. Are they still there? Laura asked, her eyes widening. Do we need to get the police involved? I pulled out my badge. I am the police. If they're still there when you arrive, call the non-emergency number. Officers will respond and remove them for trespassing. Your own sister? Laura whispered, almost aghast. My own sister, I affirmed, who has been taking advantage of my generosity for 8 years and thinks she's entitled to property she doesn't own. They drove to the lake house. I followed in my patrol car since I was on duty anyway. Sure enough, Jessica's SUV was in the driveway. Smoke coming from the chimney. Lights on. They were, predictably, having a family weekend. Mike called the non-emergency line. We just purchased this property and closed today. The previous owner's relatives are inside refusing to leave. We need them removed for trespassing. Dispatch sent 2 units. I watched from my car as my colleagues arrived. Officer Martinez knocked on the door. Jessica answered, smiling widely. Then she saw the uniforms, and the smile vanished. Can I help you? Ma'am, Martinez said, calm and professional. These people are the legal owners of this property as of today. They're asking you to leave. There must be some mistake. This is my family's house. Ma'am, it's not. According to property records, this house was owned by Simon Reeves until this morning, when he sold it to Mr. and Mrs. Chun. You need to gather your belongings and leave. Simon's my brother. He can't just sell the family house. Ma'am, he can. It's his property. And he did. You are currently trespassing. I got out of my car, walked over. Martinez saw me. A faint eyebrow raise. Officer Reeves, this your family? Unfortunately, I said. Jessica's face went from confused to absolutely purple with fury. You sold it. You actually sold it. I told you you had 30 days to remove your belongings, Jessica. Today is day 30. You chose not to listen. I thought you were bluffing. I don't bluff, Jessica. I gave you clear instructions. You ignored them. Where are we supposed to go? We had plans here this weekend. Not my problem anymore, I said, my voice devoid of emotion. Officer Martinez, the owners would like the property cleared. Martinez nodded. Ma'am, you have 10 minutes to gather your immediate belongings and leave. Anything you can't carry, you can come back for tomorrow with 24 hours notice to the owners. This is insane. Mom and Dad will hear about this. I'm sure they will, I replied. Jessica, Trevor, and Maya scrambled to pack their immediate stuff. Clothes, toiletries, Maya's toys. Maya was crying again. Trevor looked utterly defeated, a ghost of a man. Jessica kept shooting me looks that could melt steel. After they left, Mike and Laura walked through the house with Martinez, documenting everything for the record. There's a lot of stuff still here, Laura observed. She has 24 hours to arrange pickup, Martinez explained. If she doesn't, it becomes abandoned property and you can dispose of it however you want. Mike looked at me. Officer Reeves, can I ask you something? Sure. Why didn't you just evict her through the courts? Why sell? Because if I'd just evicted her, I said, looking out at the lake, she'd have found a way back in. She'd have worn me down with guilt trips and family pressure until I gave in. Selling it meant there's no way back. The bridge isn't just burned, it's demolished. He nodded slowly. I get that. Family's complicated. You have no idea. I went home that night and found Claire in the kitchen. Emma was upstairs doing homework. It's done, I said, the words feeling heavy and light all at once. How do you feel? She asked, putting her arms around me. Lighter.
Guilty. Relieved.
Angry. All of it at once. Your phone's been ringing, she said gently. I checked. 17 missed calls from my mother. 9 from my father. 23 from Jessica. Multiple texts, most containing words I absolutely did not want Emma to learn. I call my parents. Mom answered on the first ring. Simon James Reeves. What have you done? I sold my lake house. That was your grandparents' house. You were supposed to keep it in the family. I did keep it in the family, Mom. I kept it for my family, Claire, and Emma. Not for Jessica to use as her personal vacation home while I paid all the bills. She's your sister, and she's been taking advantage of me for 8 years. Today, at Emma's birthday party, Maya took Emma's brand new tablet, and Jessica said it was fine because Emma has too much. That was the last straw. It's just a tablet, Simon. You could buy another one. It was Emma's birthday present, Mom. And no, I shouldn't have to buy another one because my sister can't teach her daughter not to steal. Dad got on the line. Son, this seems extreme. Dad, I gave Jessica 30 days notice to get her stuff out. She ignored it. She was still using the house on closing day. The police had to remove her for trespassing. You called the police on your own sister? The new owners called the police, Dad. I just happened to be working that shift. Silence. You've changed, Mom said finally, her voice thick with disappointment. You used to care about family. I do care about family, Mom. That's why I'm protecting my daughter from learning that it's okay to take other people's things. That's why I'm teaching her that generosity has limits and boundaries matter. Your grandparents would be so disappointed. That hit. That truly hurt. But I pushed through it. My grandparents left that house to me specifically, Mom, not to Jessica. To me, because they knew I'd be responsible with it. I was responsible for 8 years. I let Jessica use it for free while I paid thousands in bills. That was generous. She turned my generosity into entitlement. That's on her. We raised you better than this, she muttered. You raised me to be fair, to stand up for what's right. That's what I'm doing. Mom hung up. Dad stayed on the line. Simon, yeah, Dad. I don't agree with what you did, son. But I understand why you did it. That's all I'm asking for, Dad. Your mother will come around eventually. And if she doesn't, then that's her choice. We hung up. Claire came over and hugged me. That sounded rough. Family is complicated. Your family is complicated, she corrected gently. My family thinks you're a hero. I laughed, a real, genuine laugh, despite everything. At least someone does. The next few weeks were quiet. Jessica picked up her remaining belongings from Mike and Laura with Trevor's help. She didn't speak to me, didn't look at me, just loaded everything into a U-Haul and left. My parents called occasionally, but the conversations were strained. Mom was clearly Team Jessica. Dad was trying to play neutral but leaning toward understanding my side. Then something unexpected happened. I got a call from Trevor. Simon, it's Trevor. Can we meet? Just you and me? We met at a diner in town. Trevor looked utterly exhausted, like the weight of the world was on his shoulders. He stirred his coffee nervously. Look, he began. I wanted to apologize. For what? I asked, genuinely surprised. For not standing up to Jessica. For letting her take advantage of you. For so long. For not stopping Maya from taking Emma's tablet. I hadn't expected this at all. Okay. Jessica's been like this for a while, he continued, his voice low. Getting worse. She feels entitled to things because she had a kid young and it was hard. She sees your success and thinks it's not fair. She doesn't see all the work you and Claire put in. I appreciate you saying this, Trevor. I talked to her about the tablet thing.
She still thinks she was right.
That Maya deserved it more because she doesn't have as much. That's not how the world works, Simon. I know, I said softly. I tried telling her. She won't listen. He paused, taking a shaky breath. I'm thinking about leaving her. I wasn't sure what to say to that. I'm tired, he continued, his voice cracking slightly. Tired of the entitlement. Tired of the drama. Tired of raising Maya to think the world owes her things. I want better for my daughter than that. What are you going to do? I don't know yet, he admitted. But I wanted you to know that I get it. Why you sold the house. Why you had to draw a line. You did the right thing. Thanks, Trevor. For what it's worth, Mia's been asking about Emma. She misses her cousin. Emma misses Mia, too, I said, a pang in my chest. But she doesn't miss having her toys taken. He nodded sadly.
Yeah.
We finished our coffee and went our separate ways. 3 months later, I heard through Dad that Trevor had filed for divorce and was seeking joint custody. Maya was going to therapy to work on entitlement issues. Jessica blamed me for that, too. That was a year ago. Now, Emma is 9. We've used the money from the lake house sale to set up a college fund that will fully cover her tuition at any state school. We took a real family vacation, Disney World, just the 3 of us. We bought a small camper and explore state parks on weekends. We don't have a lake house anymore, but we have peace. We have boundaries. We have a daughter who's learning that you can't just take things that don't belong to you. Jessica and I don't talk. Mom's still mad, though she's softened a little. Dad and I have lunch once a month, and our relationship has actually improved. Turns out, standing up for yourself earns some respect. Trevor has Maya every other week, and he's doing good work undoing 8 years of entitlement conditioning. She's slowly learning. Emma and Maya have supervised video calls sometimes. Baby steps toward maybe being cousins again someday. I'm not sorry I sold the lake house. Not even a little bit. Because here's what I learned. Generosity without boundaries isn't generosity. It's enabling. And family doesn't mean you accept being treated poorly. It means you have higher standards for how people treat each other, not lower ones. My grandparents left me that house to enjoy, to share with people I loved, to create good memories.
For 8 years, I did share it.
But somewhere along the way, sharing became surrendering. Generosity became obligation. And my sister forgot that just because someone is generous with you doesn't mean they owe you everything forever. The lake house is gone. But my daughter learned something more valuable than any vacation property could ever be. That her father will protect her. That boundaries exist for a reason. That you don't have to accept being taken advantage of, even by family. Especially by family. My grandmother used to say, being kind doesn't mean being a doormat. It took me 39 years and 1 stolen tablet to truly understand what she meant. So tell me, what would you have done in my place? Was selling the lake house too extreme, or was it the only way to truly set a boundary? I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.